welcome ang pagbalik ni Senator Lacson. Pero dalawa lang hinihingi namin. Klarong direction, papunta ba tayo sa mastermind o lahat na lang ng ituro, di ba? Lahat na lang ng at saka yun nga, bakit pagka oposisyon, insertion. Pag administrasyon, amendment. Pag oposisyon, credible yung witness. Pag administrasyon, hindi credible, the same witness. So
Magandang araw po sa inyo mga banateras. Ako po si Banat Girl. Ito po mga banateras, panoorin natin ito at sabay-sabay po tayong mag-react sa comment section. Alright, panoorin na po natin ito mga banateras. Mag-comment po kayo sa comment section at huwag po ninyong kalimutan mag-subscribe, i-like at i-share ang ating video. I am not Filipino for nothing. Mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas. Ito na po.
Maging patas. So halimbawa, representative ng opposition sa ICI. Sa lahat ng independent commission na ginawa ni Ferdinand Marcos Sr., meron parating pwede i-recommend ang opposition. So, yun lang po sa akin. Marami tayong pwedeng pag-usapan na suggestions. Hindi lahat ng suggestion namin ay perfect. Hindi lahat ng suggestion nila ay perfect. Pero dapat ito, administrasyon, opposition, nagkakaisa na yung mastermind ay makasuhan, makulong, ang pera mabalik at mabago yung sistema. Pero mukhang hindi yun ang direksyon eh. Mukhang ang direksyon, medyo walisin ang mga oposisyon. So sana hindi yun ang official na direction.
Kayang tablahin ni Romualdez yan at sabihin niyang, sandali, speaker lang ako dito. By law, hindi kasi pwedeng by theory lang by law, ako speaker lang at hindi po ako ang naglalagay ng chairman ng appropriation. Yan yung pinagbobotohan ng body. So doon pa lang, lusot na kagad. Gago! Kaya tuloy natatawa itong dalawang idol natin eh.
Delayed reaction. Nakakabigla na.
Mamaya pakinggan natin mismo. Hindi nga krimen to.
Hindi, baka graft and corruption, plunder.
Excusable negligence lang.
Unexcusable.
Gross unexcusable. Pinano lang pinalala lang. Pero
hindi, kasi unexcusable hindi mapapatawad na kapabayaan.
Pero durahin mo na yung adjective na yon. Negligence ho ang kaso.
Kapabayaan.
Parang sila gumakasalaysay. Yan lang. Magpaliwanag ka. Talaga naman, ombudsman.
Naku po, patay tayo dyan. Talagang sablay na sablay ho itong inaano ng ombudsman. Kaya tuloy natatawa itong mga idol natin dahil kitang-kita naman po natin, di ba? Ay, nako. Anyway, matindi ho. Ito. Itong isang ang lupit nito. Sandali Medyo muntikan na silang magkasagutan dito nung in-interview niya. Abogado nung ni Zaldico. Ang lupit ng usapan nila dito. Itatagalog natin kasi English po ito. Alam mo naman tayo, yan ang ating major. Major sa ating kolehiyo. Major in English speaking. Yeah? Talay.
Attorney Roy Rondain. Attorney Rondain, thanks for taking our call. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Carmina. How are you today?
I'm good. And yourself?
Good, thanks.
All right. So I watched your press conference yesterday, Attorney Rondain, and you said several times there that you had to speak up because the narratives are being skewed. Yeah. Let me cut to the chase, right. Attorney Rondain. What is the truth according to your client?
Grabe magtanong din itong babaeng to. Itong babaeng to medyo may pagkamalupit magtanong ito. What is the truth according to your client? It's not the truth. It's supposed to be the truth. The truth is not a parang may ang tawag do, merong parang hinaluan mo ng opinion. Hindi. Truth is truth. Hindi mo pwedeng halimbawa, sinabi ko ito ay kulay dilaw, di ba? Kahit ang opinion mo sa side mo, ay sabihin mo, ito ay kulay pula. Hindi, nagsasama lang minsan talaga ang dilaw at pula. Pero ito ay dilaw. Kahit anong gawin mo, dilaw ito. This is the truth. There is no another way of saying this. Di ba? Na yan ay kulay pula. Hindi. Pareho lang sila ng prinsipyo sa buhay. Pero yung, ito ay dilaw. Di ba? Kaya nga dito pa lang medyo sa feeling ko na ano na itong abogado na-adjit na ito.
Well, there's no whole narrative because we don't have enough time for me to explain the entire narrative. What I said was we had to recalibrate, we had to correct the narrative because it had gotten so skewed that the people were being misled. I will give you, or my client will give you his entire version of the truth in due time. We're not going to have enough time today, Carmina.
Now, give us a glimpse, Attorney Rondain. I mean, it's the first time that we've heard something from your client through you.
Well,
the first time in months, and people are very curious as to what the truth is according to Zaldico.
For example, people have been coloring the term insertions, and they're saying that there is now general belief that an insertion is illegal. And I explained yesterday that it is not illegal. In fact, it's a very colored term that everyone's been doing it since forever. And the fact that it's been done doesn't automatically imply corruption. Now, part of my client's narrative is that he didn't receive any kickbacks, as claimed by some alleged witnesses. And he did not commit any crime, and the fact that he's being persecuted now indicates to me anyway that a prejudgment on his case has been made. Everything else in between will take a lot of time because I don't want to mislead anyone. Again, I'm not inclined to do that.
Since the press conference yesterday, Attorney Rondain, were you able to speak to your client?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning.
And what did he say?
He was quite happy with the press conference because at least he said that some people...
Oo nga naman, kung sobrang dami mong pera, happy ka talaga. Oo. Madami naman talaga siyang pera eh. Liglig, siksik. Di ba? Talaga magiging happy siya.
That people will have heard his side, and he's hoping that those who are sober enough will at least take some of the things I said and some of the things he wanted to convey to heart, and maybe step back and dial down the temperature.
Here's the thing, though, when you listen to and watch the press conference yesterday, it was really more of explanations, right? And sort of like separating your client from the business, right? And therefore separating what could be his liability. But still there is that anger coming from the people. What does he say? What does he have to say about that anger from the people, Attorney Rondain?
Okay, one thing at a time. Separating his personality as a person from his personality as a stockholder, that's not my invention, that's not my legal fiction, that's created by law. That an individual has a separate personality distinct from a corporation of which he's a member. So if a corporation in which he owns stock commits a wrong, he's not contaminated. It's that simple. That's not a legal excuse. That's not acrobatics or anything. That's the law. Separate corporate personality.
Okay, let me just cut you there.
Sandali. Nagagalit na si ate. Nagagalit na. Ito na. Babanat na.
The way you explain it, some would say, and I want you to answer this, that's a perfect cover-up. That's very convenient. It is the law, yes, but it can serve as a perfect cover-up and a very convenient one at that. Your reaction to that and your defense. Go ahead.
It's not a cover that I created. It's what the law says because it's necessary for commerce. Now, if they're saying that it's being used, that the cover is being used as to perpetrate fraud, there's a remedy. They have to go to court and pierce the corporate veil and hold the stockholder liable for the actions of the corporation. It's not ironclad. There are solutions, but you can't blame a person for using a defense that's available to him in law. Now they're angry about it because I didn't get the last part of your question. They're angry because I'm using that as a cover.
Well, you perfectly answered it already. I was asking you about, your defense to that people might see your explanation as the perfect cover-up or the convenient way out of this. But as you said, there's a way to pierce that corporate veil. Let me go back now to the other question, which is, how does a former congressman see the anger coming from the people?
I was hoping that the press briefing yesterday would relieve the anger a little bit, would dial it down.
Malabo yun. Hindi, pero in fairness, in fairness naman dito kay Zaldico, ako, patas tayo. Kahit yan po, dinimanda tayo niyan. Talagang siya lang ang diniin ng administrasyon na to. Obvious na obvious Para bagang nilaglag na siya. Ito, ilaglag na natin to ng todo-todo sa bangin para lahat ng sisi mapunta sa kanya. Di ba? Parang ganun ang ginawa para maligtas si Romualdez, para maligtas si Marcos. And I believe the children is the future. I believe may tama itong abogado niya. May tama itong abogado niya in a sense na ito pong si Zaldico talagang lahat ay tila kanya yung, alam mo yun, kanya ang sisi, sa kanya lahat ang para bagang siya lang lahat ang may kasalanan. Parang parang ganun At marami ang nadideceive dyan. Ako naniniwala ako may kasalanan si Zaldico. Oo, marami. Lalong-lalo na sa akin. Biro lang. Maraming kasalanan ito. Pero hindi lang siya. Kaya nga may tama itong abogado na sinasabing medyo na-deceive din yung mga tao na tila sising-sisi kay Zaldico. Tama. Hindi lang siya. May kasama pang iba. Dapat ganun. Problema, puro si Zaldico na lang
But I have received mixed reactions to the press con. Some people are saying that, I didn't know, and now I have context, and it seems that we've been quick to judge after all. And some people are, of course, just spitting fire and fury. There's nothing I can do about people who refuse to listen to reason.
But what does your client have to say about the anger?
Same thing. He's sad, but what would you do, Carmina, if you're accused wrongly of a crime?
I would defend myself.
What is it that people expect you? Defend yourself from what and how?
I mean, I would show up.
And do what?
And defend myself personally and not use...
That's the...
Grabe pa pag-irap si ate, may side eye. Sabi niya haharap daw siya and not use... Parang ikaw, grabe. Itong si ate, may pag... tingnan mo, may pag-irap baga.
Carmina, defend yourself from what? I explained this yesterday. I was hoping that people would get this. When you accuse someone of a crime, you have to accuse him specifically. You have to say what, when, where, who, and how. So people want him to come home and to defend himself from what? I'm asking you now. What's the charge?
Well, that's going the legal route, and I understand you perfectly because that's your job, right?
That's right.
But there is this moral calling as well. I mean, the accusations are grave. I want to ask you, does he realize the gravity of these accusations? Take it away from the court, but the accusations outside of it, does he realize the gravity? Go ahead.
No, he does not, because he doesn't know what the accusations are, and I'm the first line of defense. What are the accusations? Tell me before I defend, because that's a misconception. Most people want me to prove that my client is innocent. I don't have to do that. That's not the way our laws are drafted. Our laws are drafted such that if you accuse someone of a crime, you have to prove it. An accused doesn't have to prove innocence. It's up to the prosecution to prove that he's guilty. So if you're saying that he should come home and defend himself, my first question will be, defend himself from what?
Okay, let's go into that.
Yan. Kasi yan ang paulit-ulit na pinopoint out nitong abogado na ito. Wala pang kaso . Ano accusation? Paulit-ulit niya, kahapon niya pa sinasabi, pati ngayon pa rin. Yan. So magsasagutan na sila nitong nag-i-interview sa kanya.
The
accusation is this, that he was responsible for the insertions together with the former Speaker of the House, now Congressman Martin Romualdez. And there were two people who said that, at the very least. You have Congressman Toby Tiangco and former Senate President Chis Escudero. Go ahead, attorney.
What insertions when? How much?
Patay ka ngayon. Ayan na, magagaling ang abogado dyan saan ninakaw? Where asan ba yung mga yan? Yan. Dadaanin ka na sa technicality niyan, ate.
You see the problem? You can't make a generic accusation. You can't make a general, universal accusation. And say, you're guilty of corruption. Come home and defend yourself. Corruption? Corruption? How? When? Where? What?
Patay ka ngayon. Yari ka. Ang talino ni Kuya. Mukhang maililigtas pa si Saldi ko. Napatay tayo dyan. Nayari si ate.
So, to answer me this, did he have anything to do with the insertions?
I'm asking you. I'm answering you. I'm asking you what insertions? What year?
For
2019, 2021?
For the budget for this year, 2025.
Ate, next time kasi pag magtatanong ka, dapat meron kang data 'di ba? Sana kinuhan mo, inaral mo yung sinabi ni Tiangco. Kasi yun, puno ng data po yun 'Di ba? Ito yung mga insertion na ipinasok ni Zaldico. Ako, just saying dapat ganon. Kasi nga, kung abogado yung i-interviewin mo na malupit, mukhang malupit si Kuya yari ka talaga.
Insertions? Which insertion?
Yari ka, patay ka.
So this is how you're going to defend your client, by going through the line item by line item.
Yes, because you're accusing him of a crime, and it's my job to find out what exactly you're accusing him of. There's no such thing. I don't know why this is difficult to comprehend. There's no such thing as a
Nadali ka tuloy, hindi ko alam kung anong mahirap intindihin dito. Actually, pumipitik na yung abogado dito pinipitik niya na yung babae. Pero yung babae man, matikas din sila. Wala akong kinakampihan dito. Basta gusto ko makulong si Zaldico. Pero matigas din yung babae. Tingnan niyo.
Universal accusation. If you say that I stole something, I stole millions, for example, you have to tell me where I stole it from, how much exactly I stole, how I stole it, when I did. You can't tell me that I should defend against an accusation of theft or robbery. That's the way it is.
Okay. What about being the chairman of the Appropriations Committee? What about being part of this small committee? What about the missing minutes that cannot be given to the public? That's what Congressman Toby Tiangco is also saying. Maybe you're confident about saying which insertions, which line item, and all of that, because there is nothing as of the moment that would point to a certain insertion, because the minutes of the small committee, they're nowhere to be found. No one is releasing it.
I don't know. I don't know the details of the accusation.
Why don't you ask your client? Have you asked your client about it?
You're missing the whole point, Carmina. I can only ask him.
May alam mo, logically may punto ito Although pinagtatanggol niya mali. Pero may punto ito Kasi yung nag-i-interview sa kanya medyo kulang sa details Para bagang sinasabi niya, entire corruption lang. Tinatanong nga siya anong specific. Kailangan masagot niya. Sana you came prepared.
About a certain accusation. I can't ask him about general accusations. That's the whole point of this conversation. You have to tell me what it is. Now, if Representative Tiangco has a...
Alam mo bakit? Ang problema ito. Kaya naiipit si ate. Ang problema kasi, there is no case to talk about. Nagigets nyo? It's all propaganda of the government. I'm not saying it's not true, ha? Ako, naniniwala ako merong kagagawan nito si Zaldico. Okay? But I cannot, hindi pwedeng, it's not what you believe, it's what you can prove. Diba? How can you prove if there is no case? Yun ang problema natin Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, yung puro satsat tayo ng satsat, putang ina, Walang kwenta yan kung hanggang ngayon hindi pa kinakasuhan ng gobyerno ito. Ang dami pa nilang sinasabi. Para tayong tanga eh. Accuse tayo na accuse. Di ba? Salita na salita tong lintik na gobyerno to. Mahiya naman kayo, galit kami. Sino ba nauna na gano'n na si Marcos, di ba? O, pero asan ang kaso? That's why this lawyer is winning in the argument kasi there is no case. Nakikita nyo? Di ba? Kaya magaling yung abogado eh. Lumabas siya, wala pang kaso. Tapos pag may kaso na, sasabihin niya, hindi na pwedeng pag-usapan kasi may kaso na.
Gago!
Eh di na ipagtanggol niya na kagad yung kanyang kliyente kasi nga, ang tagal ng lintik na kaso na yan.
Accusation on specifics, then he should file it in court. I don't want to litigate this on the media because he has a bigger forum, a better and a louder forum than I do. He has the Congress. He can deliver a privilege speech. He can go on TV anytime. I don't have that. I don't have that power.
So he doesn't understand why.
He does not understand.
He does not understand the anger.
No, he does. He does. But you're asking me to explain it away. I can't. Because I don't know what the accusations are.
No, but how does he take this whole situation? What is his appreciation and understanding why what is happening is happening to him?
He feels very bad that there's a lot of anger, but he doesn't understand why he's the target. Because you're saying, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say because he hasn't answered the accusations. And I'm going to say again, what accusations?
When did your client feel that, the tide was turning against him?
I think a couple of weeks after the SONA, when it started exploding, little explosions initially, and then when it reached critical mass, then that's when he felt it.
By the way, I wanted to ask you as well before we started the conversation. How is your client doing health-wise?
He's all right, I assume. Of course, he has his medical problems like most people, but he's okay.
Medical problems of most people? Parang hindi naman ata tama yung sagot na yun. At sabihin nyo na lang na most people accused. Dagdagan nyo na accused. O most people na facing scandal issues. Yung sasabihin mo lang most people, lahat ba ng tao o most people ba may sakit? Hindi naman
Mentally and mentally, he's alright.
Enough to come back?
Mentally? Ako, I doubt that. Honestly kung bagbabasihan ko yung mga demanda niya sa akin, I doubt that. Na he is mentally okay.
Again, he will come back when the threat against his life is abated, when his fear of the threat to his life is abated.
But then it goes around, right? The fear.
Yes.
The fear stems from the anger of the people. You've said that as much. You said in your press conference, have you seen social media and all that? So the fear comes from that, and you fear vigilantism. But then the people who are angry at him have only one thing to say.
What?
And one ask for him to come home and answer. So it goes
Answer
around.
what?
And it goes around.
Alam mo, grabe, no? Yung niya, yung iisa lang ang point ng abogado eh. Ano nga isasagutin? Wala naman pa eh. Paulit-ulit niya, binabara niya na nga dito eh.
We keep going around as well, you and I, because you keep asking me to answer, and I keep asking you answer what? This is a round debate.
Yeah, I'm not debating with you. I'm not debating with you. That's not my job.
So the people are getting angry because they want him to answer. And
what?
What's he going to answer?
Alam mo, wala kang panalo. Kasi hanggang ngayon, wala pang demanda ginagawa ang lintik na gobyerno na tao. Yan ang katotohanan.
When were you engaged, Attorney Rondain, by Zaldico?
A couple of months ago.
When it started to happen?
When what started? When this whole thing blew up? No. A couple of months ago, maybe about No. It had already started to boil over.
And what was the premise for him engaging you as his lawyer?
Defend me.
Defend him from?
Yes. From any potential legal proceedings. I mean, that is my job. That's what I'm trained to do.
So he knew at that time, that early?
Well, I assume that any reasonable person would accept that there's a possibility, there's a high possibility.
Inuhuli siya nung babae. Napapansin? Inuhuli siya ng babae na, so alam niya na may problema. Alam niya na merong ano. Gusto ko yan.
That legal proceedings would be initiated, and a smart person would engage a lawyer before he needs a lawyer.
And so, what exactly did he see to make him engage your services? Because as you said a while ago,
what did he say?
Go ahead. Sorry,
I don't understand the question. What exactly did he say?
What exactly did he see? And felt at that time to make him engage her services when he started seeing the tide turn against him?
Oh, he probably felt that the trouble was coming, that he was going to be blamed for some things, and that's exactly what's going on now.
He was going to be blamed?
Yes.
By whom?
Let me stop there because we're starting to go into attorney-client privilege conversation. So I have to stop right there.
Does he have his
At the proper time.
Does he have his entire family with him?
I don't know. I still don't know. I was asked that yesterday. I still don't know today.
The allegation, one of the accusations as well, is that none of this would have happened without your client. And your client wouldn't have been so confident, this is one of the allegations, to make those insertions and steal from the national coffers, had it not been for the former Speaker of the House, Martin Romualdez. What do you know about where that relationship stands as we speak? The relationship between your client and the former Speaker of the House?
I can't answer that question because there's a premise I don't agree with. The premise is that he stole. And I cannot concede that premise, so I will not answer that question. However, I can isolate the latter part of the question on where his relationship with the former Speaker stands now. I have no reason to believe that it is not as it was before.
Sorry, can you repeat it? You have no reason to believe...
I have no reason to believe that his relationship is not as it was before.
And why do you say so?
Because I have no reason to believe that it's changed.
All right. Can you categorically say, Attorney Rondain, that your client did not steal a single centavo from the national coffers?
Yes, I can categorically declare that.
And what's your reason for saying that?
Because it's the truth, and there is no evidence to the contrary.
When you talk to the people, though, and they say this person said this, delivered money, there's a money trail and all that, and this is being laid out to the public for the public to digest. Is there anything that you see wrong with all these pieces of information being laid out into the public outside the court, outside legal proceedings?
Yes, absolutely, because it builds a I can't say false because I don't know exactly what they said and they weren't under oath. So from an evidentiary point of view, I can't make any conclusions. But it builds a dangerous situation where people might believe otherwise inadmissible evidence, and it creates a false narrative. That's what I was trying to explain yesterday. For example, we're already assuming that money was delivered to my client because this guy said so, and that he stole billions from the government coffers. You see, that's a problem. We're building a narrative around evidence which has not been vetted and which might be inadmissible, which might be untrue to begin with. So yes, there is a problem with admitting statements like that outside of a court of law.
Let me just go back to what you said a while ago. Your client felt that he was going to be blamed. Why did he feel that way?
he, without disclosing too much, no, he was chairman of the Committee on Appropriations, and he did his job. He did what was incumbent upon him as chairman. He didn't cut any corners. He didn't do anything else. He did what was incumbent on him. And if something about the budget blows up, who are they going to blame? The chairman of the Committee on Appropriations.
Yan po kasi yung alam mo mga kababayan, ako talaga 100% naniniwala ako na may pananagutan po si Zaldico bilang chairman ng appropriation. I understand, talagang meron siya. Kaya lang, hindi dapat matigil doon. Yun yung paulit-ulit natin sinasabi, na may boss yan. Wala namang magagawa ang isang chairman hanggang hindi sasabihin ng speaker. Yan po ay knowledge na ho yan, public knowledge na po yan sa Kamara. Alam nyo, there was even a time na we are so updated with what's happening nun sa Kamara nung panahon ni Senator Cayetano bilang Speaker of the House. Kaya alam ko ho yung nangyayari nun eh. Alam ko ho yung nangyayari noon kung bakit may mga gustong maging Speaker of the House. Kasi madalas nga tayong pumunta nun sa Kamara nun eh. Tapos nakikikwento sa akin ng mga congressman, marami tayong nakakausap doon. And sabi nila, it's really the speaker. It's unlike the Senate, which is fewer. Tapos botohan, kahit pa paano, di ba, marami, madalas nagkakaroon ng dyan, coup sa Senate President. Kasi nga mas madali dahil konti lang sila. Unlike dito, marami. So, ang lakas talaga nung speaker. Para makausap mo, mapalitan mo ang speaker, it will really take so much power, energy sa mga mga congressman. Kaya nga, alam mo yan ng mga congressman na talagang etong speaker ang may control sa lahat ng bagay. Kaya agree ako sa isang part na sinasabi nitong lawyer na ito na tila maraming nami-misled. Kaya alam, magkaiba kami ng dahilan ng pagiging misled. Ako, sa tingin ko, kaya nami-misled ang tao dahil si Zaldico lang ang sinisisi. Tapos ngayon, may pinalalabas pa, may propaganda pa against Chis Escudero. Diba? Na tila si Zaldico at saka si Chis Escudero ang magkakuntsaba sa mga ganyang pangyayari. Wala akong control ang isang Chis Escudero, isang Senate President sa tao ng Speaker of the House. Walang control yun. Anong ginawa? Kung ano-anong pinaratang, kung ano-anong binintang dito kay Senate Chis Escudero. At ang isang ang binintang dito, alam nyo ko, yung bago nilang pautot? Ito, papakita ko lang sa inyo. Ayan. Oh. Yan yung bago nilang pautot, yung meron daw bahay sa Alpaland, Baguio Mountain Lodge. Isang magandang bahay daw. Kasi mamahalin daw doon. So, kino-connect nila. Naging nandito si Chis Escudero at si Hart Evangelista. So, merong kayamanan ito, merong pagmamay-ari si Chis Escudero. Tulad nung nangyari kay Senator Bongo. Si Trillanes, sinabihan siya na meron daw bahay sa Ayala, Alabang. Ito rin, sinabihan si Escudero na may bahay sa Alpaland. Pero mismong Alpaland na nagsabing walang bahay si Chis Escudero dyan. Wala sa pangalan niya. Hindi kasi porket pinupuntahan, kanya na. Paano ako? Akin ang BGC. Kasi lagi ako nandyan. Laman ako dyan. O, lagi akong nasa mga hotel dyan. Akin ba ibig sabihin yan? Sabi dito, sa balita na to, etong si Hart Evangelista ay membro ng Alpaland Balisin Island Club. Which is, one, talaga namang mayaman si Hart Evangelista. Pangalawa, artista yan eh. Alam nyo ba, ito, tuturuan ko lang kayo. Kasi tayo, matagal na tayo sa showbiz eh. Yung mga artista, marami ho sa kanila. Hindi ko sinasabi si Art ha. Si Art mukhang mayaman talaga yan dahil sa pamilya niya. Kung alam nyo lang ang story niyan, di ba, na ayaw pa nga nila ng pamilya, di umano, allegedly, si Chis Escudero dahil politiko, mayaman po itong si Hart Evangelista. Yung mga ganun bang eksena. Pero gayon pa man, kung sakasakaling hindi mayaman ito si Hart Evangelista, may mga pagkakataon na iginigest lang yung mga artista para mag-ingay. Sabihin, para ma-endorse yung particular, para bagang maraming, di ba, mga socialites na ganyan ang ginagawa. O, pag naandi dito si ganito, magiging itong club na ito ay sisikat dahil ibig sabihin, mababalita na siya ang may-ari nito. Maraming ganyan. Maraming ganyang marketing na ginagawa. Yung kunwari sa isang club, o, sino bang may-ari ng club na yan? Kasi maraming tao. Oh, yung disco club na yan. Kasi nauso yan nun. May-ari niyan si Toot. Yung isang socialite. Pero in reality, hindi naman sa kanya talaga yun. In reality, ano lang ho siya doon, parang special endorser, pero ang palalabasin sa media, kanya yan. Para yung mga tao punta tayo doon sa lugar na kung saan ang may-ari ay si ganito. Maraming ganyang marketing. Kaya feeling ko, ganun ang ginawa dito. Hindi ko sinasabing yun ang ginawa ng Alpaland, pero malamang yun ang ginawa ng marketing na, ito Alpaland. O alam mo ba, kuwari, nagbebenta sila ng property. O alam mo ba, sino may-ari dito? Mga politiko, mga artista. O magiging kapitbahay mo na si Heart Evangelista. Pag bumili ka dito ng pagmamay-ari, o di ba, ikaw naman ano ka? Oo nga. Ako, ibig sabihin, mayaman ako na, ganyan, di ba? Ganun Uso yan, yung ganyang klaseng marketing. Okay? Pero syempre, ngayon, ginagamit nila ito laban kay Chis Escudero.